Good evening, everybody. Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is Commander Alion, host of Encounters. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is Commander Alion, host of Encounters, host of WESU Sunday Morning Show, Cosmic Eye Radio, Ashtar Command Radio. And tonight, as always, is a night of the Ashtar Command. Welcome, everybody. We're a little bit on early, but we're going to have a great show tonight. Everything about the Ashtar Command. Hello, Mike Masters. Sunday through Friday night on Encounters, we do everything in general on the spiritual ET realm, from UFO sightings to whatever. Tonight is always focused on the Ashtar Command, focused on what's coming to Earth, and hopefully we can enlighten you on those matters. Deborah, good to see you. Hey, Betty Malden, good to see you. Good evening, everybody. Crone, all the new people. And we're really committed to providing you with as much information as we can on Ashtar Command Night. Cleo, good to see you. And of course, my background tonight is to put you in that space of being in space. So I want you to just enjoy the show, relax wherever you are around the world, and just feel like you're traveling. Hey, Rita. Say. Robert Brigham. No, I don't think I have, Sash. Sandy Allen, welcome to the show. What I'm hoping to do tonight, I've messaged all the group of our 5, and I'm going to try to get all 5 of us. I'm here now, but I'm going to try to get the other 4 people on here tonight, and I'm going to bring them up live. So I want to introduce, if I can, I'm hopefully going to try to do this, introduce the 5 people that are going to be going off planet soon. One of the 5, some of you know, Friends with Fairies 1111 in Vermont. She is the command itself chose her, and they've known her forever before the contact happened. So she is the head of our group 5, and that was the Ashtar Command that did that. Chezno, myself, Johnny of the Third Kind, and Kit Kat are the rest of the 5. So my goal is tonight, we'll see what happens. If we get them all on here, I'm going to bring all of them up, and you're going to meet the 5 total of our group that are going off planet. And so this is something I wanted to do for a long time, and I'm trying to coordinate. Spent the day messaging the other 4 regarding this. Good evening, Diane. Good to see you. Hope the Bigfoots are doing good. So we're going to be talking about everything Ashtar Command. I've been watching, and I've been in touch with a lot of people that are having some really incredible sightings of spaceships. Things are really amping up. And this is far from over. It's only the beginning. All's well. Good, Diane. Good to know that. Maria, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us. And we're starting a little bit early, so again, hopefully the rest of our group will be in here after 11 p.m. Relax. There's no rush. We're not rushing here. Kathy Hudson, welcome. Dita Samora, user 858. So I am Commander Alion Lavola. Good to see you. And we have a train going by. That's just par for the course gold. Thank you for the roses. Yvonne M., welcome. Sweet, welcome to the show. Brenton, welcome Brenton. Ripper00. Joe, welcome Joe. Kim Loveless, welcome. XX King. Miguel, welcome Miguel. Abdul something. Jibal Torres, Alan Cornett. Good to see you, welcome. Everybody coming in here, welcome. Jan R. So for people that are new to what I do here, you've heard of all kinds of stuff about ETs, I'm sure. Nini, good to see you. And you've heard all kinds of theories and opinions about ETs. And of course, some of you have not heard of the Ashtar command. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, Sherry. But not in our 5 group, no. Not in the 5 group. Early on, the 5 group was selected by the command itself. But I appreciate the question. Denise, welcome. Johnny Strap, welcome to the show. Use the 730. Blondie, I love Ashtar Command night. It's my favorite night. You know, I love all my nights, but I love this night the most because I am all Ashtar Command. Everything I say, do, and love Ashtar Command. How are you doing, Commander? I'm doing good, Marie. I hope you're doing well. Derek, welcome to our show. This is Encounters, the Ashtar Command Q&A show. Maria, welcome. Diane, a planned diversion from the government. Yeah, the government will probably try to do a planned diversion. Matt Fossey, good to see you. But that won't be successful, Diane. They're going to have no success whatsoever. I'm sure before contact happens, they're going to try to do something. But we are aware. The Ashtar Command is aware. Our space people are aware on the ships. They're aware of everything the governments are doing. Dragon Candy, good evening. Linda Lovely, good evening. Vanderberg, good evening. Lily, good evening. DM Post, good evening. Jeanette, good evening, Jeanette. Karen Wilby, I think it is. Jacket, welcome to the show. Dylan, welcome to our show. Joe Martinez, it is. Jacket, welcome to the show. Dylan, welcome to our show. Joe Martinez. Good to see you, Karen. You-hoo, hey, good to see you. And again, just everybody coming in. So get relaxed. We have a 2-hour show tonight. All Ashtar Command. And we will eventually be taking questions that you have. You've been hearing a lot about things coming to Earth. You've been hearing a lot about possible contact and different things happening from different people's opinions. But we're going to give you the real scoop here. Because I am with the Ashtar Command. That's why. Johnny of the Third Kind, good to see you, brother. I'm going to try to bring people up in our group. Johnny's here. Johnny, are you able to come up tonight? Hey, brother. If I bring you up, Johnny, are you able to hang out with us when April gets in here? Let me see what's happening. I'm trying to get, I've been guided to get everybody here. The command is like saying, you need to get everybody on tonight. So I'm going to, hey, Calico, good to see you. So I finally listened to them. And I said, I'm going to try to make this a really special night. And so you can meet the 5. Okay, that's good. I'm going to bring Johnny up now. When Kit Kat gets here, hopefully. Johnny's going to be, he's one of the group of 5. We're going to get, hopefully, Kit Kat in here. And Chezno, hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Commander?
It's always good to see you, man.
Always
You're
good
great.
to see you, bro.
So we're waiting. Well, hopefully April knows we're doing this. So hopefully she'll. I know she's been going through stuff with her granddaughter.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're gonna get her in here. I'm just making sure. I'm just sending her. She knows I was on her live earlier for a little bit. And then we're hopefully gonna have Kit Kat in here, and Chezno. Kit Kat's in here. We're gonna bring Kit Kat in here when I see her. So hopefully soon. So you've been astral traveling on the onto the spaceship. How's that been?
Yeah, she's well, April was telling me about it, and I told her my memories are still not coming back as fast as I'd like them to, but my dreams are still absolutely insane. The cosmic dreams that I have. So I assume that's part of it, I guess, right, Commander?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, this is amazing. Oh, she's driving home from the hospital. Okay, she'll get to us. We're going to be on here for a while. So, Mahansu, good to see you, brother. So, if we get myself, we have Johnny here. If we get Chezno on here and Kit Kat, you'll get to meet our part of the group of five with April, which is just as good. Namaste, brother. So for me, a few nights ago, for the first time, I was able to see where the broadcast system is on the spaceship, and I believe, and April I think will confirm. I didn't tell April about this yet, but the control center where they can actually see us has big screens, not like a TV set. The whole room is like a beautiful white room, and the seats are very big, like they're very comfortable. And I
Wow.
just remember the other space people in this room, and you can actually on their monitors they can monitor the whole planet, but they also monitor right now. They're watching the show from the spaceship. I was like almost like I was being shown the center. I call things the broadcast center because I'm in radio and TV for many years, but it looked like this main center of communications, and I had this vivid picture of it one night a few nights ago for the first time. I
That's
never had that
amazing.
happen. Yeah, yeah, I can remember every detail of the room, and so I think gradually I'm getting my memory to see what when I do astral travel. I never tend to see the things I travel to, but I think I'm starting to try to break away from not seeing anything so I can actually visualize stuff and bring it back here and share it with people.
Well, I think what's happening with me is that when I'm conscious and I try to remember, it's hard even when I meditate. But I think things, from way I understand it, things are coming through more when I'm in my deep sleep. In that real deep REM sleep,
Yeah,
and I'm astral traveling, or like you said, and I think I'm picking. That's when I really remember it, when I'm sleeping, and then I wake up and I grab pieces of it. So what I have to start doing is logging it. That's what, you know what I mean, like writing it down or voice recording it or something.
yeah. I mean, I'm going through the same thing. So, I mean, the way I look at it, it's all new, all new for us. We've known April. We all met here, which is an amazing thing, a synchronicity there, so to speak. And whoever knew that? I mean, and look where we are now. We're way farther than we when we first all met each other, and it's almost like we've known each other forever, And
I
I
know.
think it's really crazy, but in a
It
good way,
is.
crazy. And the crazy thing is, we're all in the same area. I mean, like you're in New Hampshire, you're in New Jersey. I'm in Connecticut. Chezno's in Connecticut. Kit Kat's in Long Island. We're not that far from each other.
We're not, we're
You
really
know,
not. Because you're in
when you
what?
think
You're in
about it, yeah,
Connecticut, Commander? Is it?
yeah. I'm north of New Haven.
Okay. I'm about 6 hours maybe from you. I looked it up, and that's not that far. Driving distance, five
Yeah,
and a half, 6 hours, something like that.
no, it isn't. It's like going up to northern Vermont,
Yeah.
which is about where April is in northern Vermont, near north of probably Burlington.
So we're like in
But
that single line. It's almost like we're in a perfect, x-axis line. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's straight down. It's
yeah.
crazy. I would never think that would happen to me, truthfully.
Yeah, I look. Let me tell you, all my life. I mean, as much as I've been very conscious of the fact that I had my experiences as a kid and all, I never thought this day would be that I'd be in a situation where the council on the ship, we're all going to get together and go on the ship, which I know is going to happen.
Yes.
Um, I mean, we all know this. I mean, after so many months, it's like we don't have to be like wondering if this is ever going to happen. I keep getting it's going to happen soon because they have to have it happen before contact on 2026.
Right. Yeah, I
So
feel
I
like
think
it's happening soon too. I agree.
yeah, they're going to, my father said to April, when like he said, I had to be patient, he said soon. So I take the word soon in different ways. Soon to me means the next few months.
That's how I take it too.
Yeah, yeah, I think soon. Like they'll come when we're here in our rooms and they'll open a rift like they did at April's house and they'll just bring us on the ship in 2 seconds.
I definitely, because I even felt like, Commander, that 2025. I was thinking that, and we're so close. I mean, we're going into November, and then this
Yeah.
next week. I
Hmm.
feel like that something is big on the horizon for
Yeah.
2025. I just
Oh,
feel
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And I want to just thank everybody who's here. What? Just to give you some background, Johnny is one of the 5 in our group that's going off planet, and I think we got Chezno in here. April's in her car coming back from Burlington. I'm bringing Chezno up, and when Kit Kat's in here, you're going to meet Kit Kat too. And Chezno is a good friend, although we don't see each other physically. He is a really good, beautiful person. Chezno, hey brother, how you doing?
Hey, brother. Long time
Hey,
no see.
Hey,
Kenzo. What's
Hey,
going
yes,
Johnny.
there's Johnny.
The three
So
amigos are in the building.
the
on?
3
That's right.
amigos, and I'm introducing our audience to the 5. People have heard about us. Now they're gonna, there's 3 of the 5. If Kit Kat gets in here, we're gonna bring her up too. So Chezno is in the 5. He's also a space person on the ship. In his space body, he does some amazing things, and we all have different things we do. For me, it's intergalactic communications before I came to Earth with all the ships. And then Johnny also, he does medical stuff on the ship. He is sort of like an intergalactic doctor, I guess is the way I understand it.
Yeah,
Correct?
that's what April tells me. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chesno, can you tell people about your space personality of what you do? Because it's amazing.
Um, I believe I'm like a engineer or something. I believe she said.
Yeah, you're an important engineer on the ship. That's what I understand too. And I can see that because based on what you do here on Earth, and I know you a little bit on the personal level. Yeah, I'm amazed at probably the things you do on the advanced level on the spaceship. That's really very beautiful too.
Yeah, I could
So
see
each
that.
one, I can see that too. You know,
Tenzo, the tech master.
he really is
Yes,
like the
sir.
intergalactic tech master. He really is, without a question. And it's really a beautiful thing to understand. So tonight you're
I
going
just tried
to.
going on camera, but it won't let me because I don't have enough followers. But all I can do is
Oh,
audio right now.
yeah, that's because you're okay. That's right.
This is
How
a
many
new
followers do you?
account. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have to get people following. Well, we got to get Chesno up to what 500 followers now to go live on camera.
Is that
They
what it
keep
is?
changing it.
500?
I don't know what it is. Someone's asking all of us, are we Christ consciousness? Yes. ATL Angler, yes.
Absolutely.
We all operate in Christ consciousness. The whole Ashtar command operates in Christ consciousness. All our space family operates in Christ consciousness. So the answer is yes. And you have questions for any one of us, Chesno, Johnny, or me, for now, you can, Kit Kat will be on here, I'm sure, soon. But if you have questions for us, please, yes, Christ are beings of light. That's what we are. And we're happy to answer your questions. So please feel free to do so. Thank you for the baseball cap. So we're going to, hopefully, I know Kit Kat will be in here soon. Let me just make sure I am inviting Kit Kat. I did invite Kit Kat. She's on here somewhere. So I just sent her a message. Sometimes, TikTok doesn't send friends the idea that I'm on here, but she'll get it. And I want to welcome everybody to the show. Star Steve Booty, good to see you. She's saying, Johnny of the third kind, I was just live not too long ago. Miss seeing you too, she says.
Yeah, I love Star Sea Boots. She's a
Yeah,
great person.
she is. She is a really good person. She is good. And like I said, we're going to be as transparent as we can. We'll answer your questions. All of us, what we can tell you, we'll tell you what we know. And we love everybody here. That's the essence of the Ashtar Command. Is it's all about love. My background is to get everybody into the idea of a comfortable space, because basically tonight is like being in space. I want you to just feel how beautiful it's going to be into the days of contact when we all come together. And one of the things I will say about the 5 is that the command itself, not us, none of us had anything to do with the selection. That was our Ashtar command on the ships. They knew the 5. Now, there are other people. When April was on the ship recently, she met another group of 4 other human beings that are from Earth, and they are like April. They are the head of their 5 groups, wherever they are on the planet. There are other groups of 5. And wherever they came from, they took them on to the ships from whatever countries they're from. So we now are learning about those groups, and I'm sure at some point when we go on the ship with April, we'll maybe even meet some of those other groups from Earth with their leader of their 5 that the Ashtar Command selected. If you have any questions about how this works, You can ask any one of us where we've got months and months into this, almost into 2025. We've all grown a lot. Chezno, myself, Johnny. Before, when it first started, we didn't know too much about what this was about, but we've really consciously grown. I mean, I can speak for myself. I don't know. I would say, Chezno and Johnny, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I remember when it first happened, and I feel like I've come a long way, learned a lot, and I'm totally different than what I was. Um, I mean, I can't even. It seems like forever ago that this happened. It
Yeah,
really does.
yeah, you know, and yeah, definitely, without a
Yeah,
question.
agreed. That was like a year ago too, because
Yeah,
yeah, that was about a year ago. It flew by,
So
I'll tell you that.
it
it
did,
has.
brother. It did.
It's like Peggy said, saying, "Why the number five?" Anyone else want to take a guess at that, or
Why?
I guess
Why?
the
Why
Why
is
the
there
number
five?
five?
yeah. Why are the numbers in five?
I think that was just what April. She just said that certain people, and it just ended up being four other people besides her.
Okay, that makes sense. It's just and just like clear, April didn't choose the five. The Ashtar command knew who the five were. They knew who we were before we knew that was going to happen. And none of us knew that was going to happen. You know, I mean, I don't
I
know
was
would have.
surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was caught off guard. I didn't know it would
me
be
too.
me. I was really honored to have been picked.
Same here.
Yeah, I was.
Same here. I was
Yeah, that's.
totally flat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Flabbergasted. I was like, wait a minute. I had to
Yeah.
like reread it over a couple times. I was like, what's going on? Like, I'm chosen for what?
Well, when I first met April on here, and she came to me, and we interviewed her about fairies, and that's what I thought. Oh, fairies, great. Then I find out after I talked to her, not long after that, she was taken to northern Vermont on an Ashtar command ship. She meets her biological cosmic family, says, Commander, I've met your father on the ship. What do you mean? And I'm like, because this is like out of the blue. I didn't know anything. And then I find out we all have parents on the same ship. And we're not, there's no, you can't even make that up. I mean, we all have family on the ship,
Yeah. Yeah.
the same ship.
Yep. And that's amazing. I mean, to be that. I mean, there's no coincidence when it comes to something like that. That's. I don't even know how to describe it. I get
Yeah,
lost for
me either,
words
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, me too. I just know that Starseed Booty says my father's an extraterrestrial. I have a hybrid son as well. Interesting, Starseed. You see, the thing is, and none of us are hybrid. We come, and there are people that are. We are really, we came here not originally knowing that we had a mission here, although we've learned that we do. But our families, our physical families, are from specific planets. That's the thing I was going to ask April. Now, I would say about Mars, but I believe my family came from a different planet. And that's the one question I can't forget to ask, because I think we all either come from similar planets out in the universe, and our families live on different planets, but we've all known each other all our lives. I mean, before we came to Earth. I think that's, what do you think, you guys? I think that's true.
What's that? Can
That
you
we've
repeat that?
all, that we before we came in human form, we
Mhm.
all went to school together, but we're all from different planets beyond Earth.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely agree with that. I see that.
Yeah,
Sure. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. What do you think, Chezno?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Feels like we possibly knew each other in a maybe a past life or another dimension. You know.
Mm. Someone's saying in the group, Blessed Mom says, April just told me my Earth father was also my star father. Makes sense since he picked me. That's interesting. So some people's Earth fathers, when they left the planet, if they're not here anymore, if they're still here, but if they're not here, they're in their space body. Very interesting, Blessed Mom. You see, that's the thing. I mean, the word starseed, many of you are starseed. we, Chezno and Johnny and myself, we're starseed. Purely what that means is that we have family that are purely not hybrid. Our family came from direct planets without being any hybrid. We're all fully Christ conscious beings that came from other planets, but we all work together. We're much, we're grown up now,
Right.
on Earth, but we're also grown up on the ship. But we are actually younger than our parents. Our parents look younger than us. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but that's, they don't. There's no aging process the way we age here.
Right. I absolutely.
We, I've always felt a long time ago. I taught teaching in my workshops that we can control our brain. Now, how would one control their brain and control the aging process? Well, we live on Earth and we've been put in a timeline of aging. But from the Ashtar command levels, our space family doesn't age like this. Our space family, our parents are thousands of years old, but yet they look to be 20 or 30.
Yeah, and also I think that has a lot to do with our meditation because aging comes from the telomeres in your cells, and they were spliced like thousands of years ago. But through meditation and opening your pineal gland, it's possible to extend the telomeres in your cells that will make you age longer.
I love that.
That's correct. Kit Kat's coming up. Here she is. Kit Kat, I've met Chezno. I will get to meet Johnny, I'm sure. Kit Kat's one of the 5 in our group. She's from Long Island. Chezno is in Connecticut near me. And Johnny is in New Jersey. Hey, Kit Kat, how you doing?
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
So tonight we're doing a special. The command wants me to. They kept telling me, Commander, get them together. I said, okay, give me a chance. It's
been a long time coming. This is the first time that we finally all got together.
Right.
Yeah. And you might have met some of us in April's lives. You might have seen us here in my encounter show, just watching people watching the show. Johnny, Kit Kat, and Chezno. This is the 4 of us are part of the 5 group. So April is the key person of our group that goes on the ships. You've heard of April, Friends with Fairies 1111. When I met April, she told me, Commander, she said one to me, Commander, you're going on a ship. I said, what? This caught me off guard. She says, you're going on a ship. What do you mean? And I didn't realize I'm going on a ship. I didn't even realize they were watching my program from the spaceship, which they have monitoring screens. And I just, like I said earlier, I had a dream the other night, a couple of nights ago. I was in the center of this huge ship with the monitoring screens where it's very comfortable. It's like this ship is like a beautiful white center in the control center. And I saw the control area where the monitors are, where I'll be sitting down and broadcasting to the people of Earth. And I saw that for the first time. It's just a very beautiful ship. I didn't see the whole ship. I only saw what I can remember is the broadcast center.
Right.
And that to me was, for me, important because I have a hard time seeing things. So I'm trying to telepathically get my father to help me visualize better. Like you can visualize, probably you've had more visualization, Chezno, maybe you have. Me, I've always had a hard time visualizing things all the time. So I'm hoping that'll clear up,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
So, each person, like Kit Kat, tell us about how this all came together for you, because you're part of our group of 5 that's going off planet onto the Ashtar command ship soon. Tell us how this all occurred in the early days when we all first met each other.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I came on your show, and the strange is, like, I just was addicted to your show right away. And I remember thinking I knew you before. I remember being like, where have I seen him before? I know him. And so that was interesting. And then I just, I couldn't get enough of your show. And then April came on, and then she had that amazing experience and of being, Ashtar, her father from the Ashtar command just shows up at her home and picks her up on the ship, and and then I was really hooked. And then one day she just, said that I was one of the 5, and I'm like blown away.
Yeah, and her father is not Nanook. is her dad. I forgot. I've seen a picture of her mother. She's documented everything. Her mother looks beautiful. She has long hair and a very beautiful person. And my mother is Luna. My father's Rovar. I have two sisters and a brother, Tia. And let's see. She told me the name of my other sister and brother. I didn't write it down, but I do have another sister and a brother. So I have two sisters and a brother on the ship that I will physically meet when we're all taken up. We're all going to meet our cosmic parents, our physical parents on the ship. All five of us, Chezno, Kat, and Johnny, and me, and April. She's already been there over 100 times doing mission work. But we're all going to be together on the ship, and it's going to be, and we're going to come back to Earth, and we're going to, help you. We're going to help everybody here. We're going to learn stuff, and we're going to bring it back. We don't know each of us what they want us to do yet, but we all have very specific things, I think, and I think we all feel that, and we're going to be better for it, and we're going to be able to be transparent, and we'll all be helping, over 8 billion people on the planet.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how we're going to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. Now before this ever happened, I don't think any of us ever knew this was going to happen in our whole lives. We all did our thing here. We all have a consciousness, and but I don't think if you asked us like a year ago if we ever thought this was going to happen, we couldn't begin to tell you anything.
Well, I had this one experience. It was like maybe 15 years ago, and it was a vision that I had, or it was a dream. I guess it was a dream, and I was floating in space, and all these swirling colors were all around me, just all these different colors, and I could hear a voice talking to me, and it asked me if I would do something very important, and I woke after, and I said yes with all my whole heart. I remember saying yes, I will do it, and it was a huge responsibility, and that's all I knew. And, I have chills right now, and I just said with my, I just remember saying, of course I will, and I meant it with all my heart, and I woke up and I was like, what did I agree to?
Right.
And I had no idea what it was. And then when this happened, I was like, holy crap, I bet this is what it was. Oh, I have chills like going up my spine.
See, that's confirmation. That's
waves of chills.
That's confirmation. That's definitely confirmation.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw you too, Commander. I just opened my account, and you were one of the first people that came up in a live, and I was just, like Kit Kat said, I was just drawn to watching, and I kept watching, and it was so interesting, and I never, looking back from then, I would never expect to be in this position,
That's funny you say that, because I first came across Commander back in 2022, and I had just gotten TikTok like the day before.
And that's
learning. I was learning. I didn't even know what live was. I was just scrolling through.
Me too.
And I'm, we're all fascinated in UFOs and everything. And then I heard him say he lives in Connecticut. I'm like, dude, like I live in Connecticut. What? And I was like, right. No way. And that's what really drew me in too. And then like I was a regular like every night after that.
Yep. And Chezno and I met one of our Ashtar gatherings on the beach where we had some phenomenal experiences that night in Connecticut, in Madison. And that's the first time I met him. Automatically, he was like a brother, a friend. And I've known him, even though we don't see each other all the time, I feel a strong camaraderie cosmically with Chezno. And, even with all our busy things, I feel the same way. I know he's there. I sense he's there even when he's not on. And he knows I'm here, and we're all here for each other. And we all know that we're supposed to do something big, and we're going to pretty much soon be taken off planet and we'll be off planet probably, I'm gauging for about an hour to 2 hours human Earth time, but off planet there's no time, so we can be off planet for 3 months or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's a real interesting thing right there. The concept of time that we have here that's not going to apply there.
Yeah,
that's going to be so interesting.
Have you all three of you been able to put that in as you're learning about the fact that off planet we might be away for a month, 2 months, 3 months, but on Earth it could feel like an hour? Have you all been able to, over the months, been able to come to terms with what that is in terms of how that'll feel?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's one of the first things that I kind of thought of, knowing that, the time concept here on Earth, that is not going to apply there from where we are. So I'm ready for it. I understand it's just like, it could be the opposite. We could be up there for an hour and it could be a year down here,
Yeah,
So
no, you're right. It could be.
it could be opposite. So I'm ready for it.
Oh gosh, I hope it's not the opposite.
I hope not too, but
That would be crazy.
it would.
There used to be a thing. My daughter would say "opposite day." Today's opposite day. And then I understood what that meant when she was a kid. I hope we don't have this as an opposite day.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I feel like it's gonna be, if we're gone for, let's say, a month, like we have a month of experiences when we're not here. Coming back, it's gonna just be. That's why, like April sometimes says, she has to process it, because it's like, you're coming back here and you have a month's worth of new memories.
Yeah.
Just like
and
that.
As Blessed Mom has said, and we've watched April, like she'll go off the planet and they'll take her off the planet for about an hour. I don't think we'll be gone for more than Earth time, an hour, everybody who's watching this. So when we go off planet, we'll be maybe off the planet individually as a group for about an hour Earth time. But off planet, it's different because there's no time. April has been off planet. She stated that I think the last time she went off planet, it was for 3 weeks, even though it was about an hour coming out of the Earth time back into Earth time, if people can perceive that. Yeah.
I just hope they don't come while I'm walking the dog, because I'm not going to let go of the dog and let him just wander around.
well, the dog will probably be on the ship with you. I don't think they'd be.
Yeah, they'll take him too. Exactly.
I think the dog will have a place on the ship to kind of run around and have some space time.
That would be so cute.
That would be. I know that when we have. Okay, so Manjit Sidhu, good evening. When is the contact happening? So we can, all of us, give you some indication. We're part of a group of 5 here on the planet. We're the real deal. We don't channel anything. We don't have pendulums. We don't have crystal balls. We've all been selected by the Ashtar Command to physically do mission work, and we're going to be taking off planet soon. This is the only place you're going to find out about is on TikTok. This is where I was led to from Facebook. And so we are all going to be taken off the planet soon. When I say soon, I'm thinking between now and early 2025 is, I think, what I'm getting. I don't know that exactly as an exact number, but I wanted to ask the other 3 what you feel. How have you been feeling about that? Are you getting a timeline since we live on time? Are you feeling like early to mid 2025?
I really can't tell.
Yeah, you can't tell.
I could say I hope so, sooner the better. But I just can't say that I have any real,
Yeah.
indication.
Blessed Mom says she agrees it's soon. For the person that's asking about contact, the world contact is, from the Ashtar Command perspective, it's going to be 2026 for the whole planet, 2026. So you're going to hear a lot of people on YouTube. You're going to hear a lot of people with big media things in this subject. They're going to tell you different things, but we're working directly with our space family off planet, and that's what counts. All these former military people, all these former people that are coming out being interviewed, talking about the presence now of extraterrestrial intelligence, we know more than they do. We know more than they do. That contact is going to be in 2026. And we do.
Wow, time is flying by, so that's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, I'm thinking even more towards 2025.
Yeah. And you know what? The command, if they tell April they've sped up the contact, they might. And we have no idea what they're going to do, but there are fleets of spaceships coming there's a lot of fleets already here. When people on media now, UFO media, start talking about something coming to Earth, they don't realize that the space people are here already, cloaked in ships around the planet. April has stated there are at least several space bases under our oceans, 7 of them. These are Ashtar Command bases in our oceans, in different parts of our oceans. 7 of them.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, my dad saw a spaceship, and he said it went right down into the ocean. And I remember
Yeah.
thinking, wow, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was really cool. He was really big into everything alien and space. It was really cool. He was really big into everything alien and space.
What's I think the command is I didn't do anything. Did anybody do anything? I think the command is I didn't do anything. I think the Ashtar command
No,
is
I'm gonna drop out. It might be me, Commander, and bring me back up.
okay. Go out and come back up. Okay, it might have been his phone. Yeah, they're coming up from the water too. It could have been. I think it's. It happens. I have like a earpod on.
I think there's portals under the ocean that might lead to inner Earth. That's just my theory.
Yeah, I know. I believe that to be true. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, it was just technically a thing. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm better.
Yeah, it was your phone.
That was weird.
Yeah,
Freaks me
I
out.
don't know why that happened. I have no idea, but I'm gonna say it's your phone, or else I'm gonna start thinking other things, and that could be weird. And you know where my brain goes when I start thinking weird things. Like I used to think, oh, but I think it's just earpods or some electronic affecting of your phone. But I don't think it was the command, causing reverberations of our voices into space. I could go that direction, but I'm gonna try to be logical about this.
Well, let's touch on that, Commander, while you're talking about that. Let's think about the things that you've had happen between the app thing, her name. I don't want to say because she'll go off in the room, and other things you've had happen here in certain voices and names throughout just the past year when this all started. You've had a lot of weird things happen.
Yeah. Now get this. Mike Masters has said, "I just got knocked out of your live." Mike, did you get knocked out of the live during the reverberation? Because if it was just technical, nothing technical can knock somebody out. Did anybody else have anything weird happen during that few minutes? I had to ask that question. We've had a lot of weird stuff happen on this show.
Sure have.
Okay, good. It could have been, I don't know, Mike Masters, maybe something else was going on.
Yeah.
Peggy says, just other voices? No? Okay. All right. Yes, we do. Not me. All right. It might be something with your phone. Whatever it might be. We'll just focus on it. Just wanted to ask. I'm not going to focus on it too much. Hey, Mercury Man, good to see you. So we've had a lot of cosmic experiences happen on this show. And one of the things, TikTok has been acting kind of weird, generally speaking, for the last few days and lagging. But that's the thing, that all this stuff is happening. And, we are here, regardless of what happens on our lives, and some things have happened that we can say are really not somebody's phone or whatever. But we've had some beautiful experiences here. And right now, as we speak, all of us are being watched. All the four of us are being watched on the spaceship. All of you who are in here right now, you're being seen on the Ashtar ship. They can see you through monitoring screens. They can see all of you. I mean, they can see your comments. They can see everything we're doing here. So, that's something you should feel great about, because they care about all the human beings on this planet. They care about every one of you.
I love that.
And yeah, and we all know that. I mean, all four, Chezno, myself, and Johnny, and Kit Kat, and April, we all know that. And in the levels of consciousness that we've grown into as friends, within this region together, as reaching out to all of you, it's just really important to understand that it's a responsibility that we have as the five in this group that are going off planet soon, that we have a greater responsibility for all of humanity. Now, look, if you told me 2 years ago that I had a greater responsibility and all of us each had a greater responsibility for the whole planet, I would have none of us would have ever thought that. We'd be going through our lives. We were enlightened. We knew we had, we're a little bit different than other people that walk down the street, but we never knew how much we were going to have to do on this planet for over 8 billion people on Earth. 8 billion people on this planet right now. Richard says, Hernandez, why can't I speak to you live? You can speak to us here. We're talking about Ashtar Command things. This is Ashtar Command night, Richard. and we're talking about what's going to be happening. For those that are new here, we're talking about our group of 5 that are going off planet soon, and April, who's the key person of our group of 5. There are other groups of 5, but this group of 5. So we're spending a whole evening for the next 2 hours on Saturday nights. We talk about Ashtar Command, contact, everything related to what's going to be happening to the planet. John says, how do they feel about the massive incarnation when sentencing over 50 to life? I'm not sure what that means. Sentencing over 50 of who to life? I'm not sure what that means. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know what that means. My consciousness is in such a cosmic state, I have no idea what that means.
He said, he said, how do they feel about the massive incarceration when sentencing over 50 to life? I think he's asking about how do we feel when people are jailed for more than 50 years. I mean, I
don't think the space people have a very specific belief system about any of that. I don't think that's their focus. The focus of the Ashtar Command is about the planet, about what we've done to our planet, the nuclear wars we've created, not nuclear wars, the nuclear testing, the poisoning of our Earth. They care about the whole planet. They don't have any one specific poignant belief system. On Earth, we have brains, so we focus on one thing that's important to us. For them, the whole thing is our planet. All life forms, marine life, human life, trees, flowers, everything. The whole bit. It's not one specific thing. If it was, it'd be pretty limited. It's the whole planet. It's about 8 billion people. That's what they're concerned with. Not just the people, the whole planet. Our water, our land, everything.
Yeah.
And we as a group, I can't speak for the group of 5, but for me, I mean, that's one of the things that I completely understand.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree, because there's so much that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mind-boggling, really.
Yeah. And there are human beings on Earth that have, I understand, important issues that are important to them, but might not be important to the person down the street. But if you look at the whole planet should be important to everybody. The whole planet. The Earth you live on should be important to you. The water that you swim in should be important to you. The flowers that you grow should be important to you. The vegetables that you grow should be important to you. The air that you breathe should be important to you. These are the things that the command is concerned with. And they're also concerned with the well-being of the whole world. And the one thing they will not allow, once contact happens, there'll be no more control of the planet by people that want to destroy it. Because you do have people on Earth in power that, whether they consciously realize it, they are the ones that have been causing problems on this Earth. The space people, the good space people, the Ashtar Command, is coming here to help the planet. The negative ETs that we're working with our government here on Earth, they're being taken off the planet. They're being quarantined, and they're going to be sent off the planet. How do you gather all your info without any receipts? I don't need to go on any websites that human beings make. Humans that create websites on Earth, I don't even look at them. My information comes from off-planet telepathically. I'm fully activated. I don't need to go on any websites.
And and also true knowledge and wisdom comes from within, and trusting your own intuition and your gut feelings without the need for any external paperwork or anything to validate that.
Yeah, that's so true.
Well said.
So if you wonder where any of the 4 of us get our information from, it's all direct within. We don't go to websites. Websites are written by human beings, created by human beings. And these human beings are 3D people. They're not us. They're not we. We stay away from that. We have to. We don't want to cloud our mind with people's belief systems. The only thing we care about is all of you on this Earth. That's all of you on this Earth. That's all we care about. I don't care if somebody is a big UFO speaker at a conference and said, Commander, you need to watch this. No, I don't. Because they're providing me their own belief system, which has nothing to do with the reality of contact. for each of us.
Right. You don't want to have any influence from outside people of what's going on with us. We have to stay true to ourselves. So
Yeah, we do. And if someone says, Commander or Johnny, look at this website, it's really good. No, I won't look at it, because that's someone's creative perception of reality that has nothing to do with my space family, nothing to do which each of us have contact with our space family. Our own, we want to keep ourselves pure of heart, and to be pure of heart, that means not being swayed by anybody's agenda or belief systems on websites. Websites will divert you from your truth. They always do. I've been in this thing a long time to know that I put very little into people's websites. They're created by human beings that have some sort of an agenda.
Yeah.
I don't need to, none of us here are doing that. We're all
right.
very independent, and we all are and that's why we're here, and that's why we work so closely together. We all come from the Ashtar Command Off planet. Our bodies are in stasis right now. Our bodies are probably about 2 to 3 feet taller than we are on Earth. But we're all very clear in our consciousness. None of us have been polluted by other things on the internet. We all are constantly working and going within and doing the best we can to remember who we are and getting prepared to go off planet. And we are going off planet. For those that don't know about this, we are the group, one of the group of groups that will be taken off planet soon. If anyone has any questions, please ask any one of us, and we'll do our best to give you a very transparent, honest answer. I'm just looking at comments here. Danny, thank you. Yes, Irina, I'll let each one of us speak. Yes, they do communicate via dreams. I'll just say that as a big yes.
Yeah, April said that I was in, and I had trouble remembering this. She told me this not too long ago, that I was with her, helping her on some mission. She said I was helping her repair something or helping people, and I had trouble remembering. But she said I will. It'll come back to me more and more as the memories do. But I had trouble remembering it.
Yeah.
But I know it
And
takes
that's like,
time.
it takes time, just like I talked about earlier. Like you're saying, Johnny, just like I had my first time seeing the in the ship, the control center. I've never seen it before,
Right.
So it takes time. We all are going to remember things. Chezno, do you remember any things that you've experienced in your dream state?
So many dreams come and go, but I don't think dreams are just like our brain just
Mm-hmm.
imagining things. I think it's actually just type of like interdimensional travel, and I
Mm-hmm.
do
Mm-hmm.
think that we actually are like talking or different timelines even that you're living out. Because
Mm.
consciousness is very complicated. But it definitely getting contact, and I would think through dreams.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I mean, and again, for me, it's just visually remembering when I go off planet, astral traveling or whatever you wish to call it. I'm sure they've seen me on the ship. Evidently, April saw me in the ship with my father sitting talking to me in my on the ship. I was wearing a space suit, golden suit, and a different other suit, and he touched my forehead and did something and activated me. I think that's when I was able to remotely take implants out on my show. That was amazing, and that's real. I mean, it's been documented. I know you've all seen it, all the group of 5 here,
Yeah.
4 of the 5.
Definitely.
I mean, I never did anything like that in my life, and I was given that ability, and we're all being given our abilities back. I think Chezno, Johnny, and Kit Kat, you're all going to be given your abilities back. I think it's pretty soon. You'll be activated. You're going to need the abilities.
Something happened with me. I dropped something, and my reflexes were so fast. I don't know what I did. It was like I dropped it, and then my hand just grabbed it, like in a set, like, and I'm like, is that like a gift? I'm like, that's crazy. It was
That's
like a
awesome.
reflex that was so fast, and
Hmm.
I just don't know, because it really shocked me. that it was something I thought was going to fall on the floor, and without even thinking, my hand just grabbed it, and I was like, "Whoa, that was interesting." I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. It's
And
cool.
Cliff
Yeah,
says,
and a
I
trick,
feel, go ahead.
a trick that I learned also to induce heavy dreaming and to remember it when you wake up is to do not eat before you go to bed. Wait a few hours, because what happens is your body produces dimethyltryptamine, and what happens is that's what helps you dream, and that's what your body produces that. So when you eat before bed, your body's spending too much time breaking down that food, and it takes away from your dreaming. So if you want to have like
Wow.
vivid and remember your dreams, like don't eat before you go to bed. Just like a little trick.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Tenzo. Appreciate that.
And Nicole's asking, Nicole, what is your question? Things are going so fast here. I didn't see it, or maybe it was filtered. Let's see here. We'll try to speak to your question. Has any of you had definite contact with Ashtar Command Nick or any others? Love the intense streams. I've not had any connections with that, but April has stated that we all have what they call Ashtar gods, and I do feel the energy in my room that they're here. They never visibly are like, they don't uncloak or anything, but I feel very well protected. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen Nick or anybody either, but she says, there's always somebody around. And I feel like, I see things at night. I see blue orbs here and there when I wake up. And I try to, I don't want to say follow it, but I guess that's the word for it. I try to pursue it, and then it goes away, and then I'll go back to sleep. And sometimes, I will see it when I'm just awake, laying there. I can see it. It's pretty crazy.
And I know I see Cliff in here. He is asking a question of our Astro Command Night. He says he feels disconnected and confused lately. Don't let yourself get confused. That's the 3D energies that are still on Earth. So to answer Cliff's question, Papa Smurf, you need to stay focused on Christ consciousness. You need to understand that whatever is going on in your life at the moment, and this goes for any human being that is in this whole transformational stage, you need to just be allowing yourself to be free, release, take a deep breath, and realize that everything is transforming very quickly now. So yeah, there'll be days when you feel disconnected. You'll have days when you feel connected, but it shouldn't confuse you. There's going to be contact on Earth in 2026, and we are rapidly increasing in a very high vibrational pattern on this planet. And many humans, there's 8 billion of them, that are not totally aware of what's going on, but they're going to be affected by the energy, even if they're not awake, you know. So don't let yourself get confused, because everything that we're doing, everything that we're saying, everything that's happening, the increase in spaceship sightings I've been noticing, people videotaping spaceships all over the place, that I've been actually guided to people. I've been communicating with these people on TikTok that are documenting things, and there's some phenomenal things going on all over the place. It's going to increase. And this is what I said to people early on, is that you better have your phones totally charged up, and you never know when the spaceships are going to show themselves, but they are showing themselves now, and they want you to see them, okay? And in these spaceships, the ones that are of the light, you'll know it, and you'll feel the energy. If you feel that energy, realize that there are beings or people inside those craft. These UFOs are not there talking to you. It's the people. UFOs are spaceships. I always use the word spaceships for what is being documented. They are space beings that come from other worlds that are coming here now, and you're going to see tons more of that activity going into 2025. You're absolutely going to see all that. So I'd say, Cliff, take a deep breath, and realize that everything is going as planned. Everything's going the way it should be. And as long as you keep yourself on that level of love, you'll understand what's happening without confusion. I absolutely do believe that will be the case. Let me see here. I'm going to try to see what other questions people have. Nicole, I didn't see your question. I think it's being filtered. I'm going to see if I can see you coming back with a question. Aria says, I had a premonition dream. And let's see. Eugene O'Toole. Eugene O'Toole says, kept having a dream of being in a city till I found the exact place in Turkey. Interesting. Can I ask a question about my spaceship dream? You go ahead. Yeah, Iria, please do. What your question is? Hello, Commander. Yes. Hey, James. Nicole, I don't see your question. I think it's being filtered. Is cosmic? Pete Starr is in cosmic deck year. We're in 2026, and the cosmos time is 2026 already. Cosmic time. Lately, I've become very introspective. Peggy says, "Thank you, Richard." Re-ask, yeah, Nicole, re-ask because I don't see the question. Have we seen Narubu? I did many years ago when I first got on the internet. A gentleman in Texas sent me pictures when I had a PC of Narubu. He saw it. He had big telescopes, and years ago I did see it. I didn't keep the pictures, but that was the first time I had seen it. Coco is saying to all of us, she's been connecting with my my galactic family. They told me to put my Moldavite to connect with them. Nicole says, I was wondering how Ashtar will be involved in the timeline shift. Are you talking about the Ashtar, the person Ashtar, or Ashtar Command? So I do see a question, and all of us in the group can answer that question and give our perspective on it. But the timeline, which is 2026 for contact, that's the Ashtar Command. That's the timeline, if that is your question. That's the physical timeline we live in on Earth where contact will start happening. So Nicole, is that what you're talking about? Let me see here. And also somebody, okay. And you know what? I think I know these two people. I want to keep it focused, but we have some questions for us. Is everyone all right if they come up and ask their questions, all four of us? Are you all okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to bring one person up here at a time. Let's see. I'm going to bring up Irina. And Irina, if you have a question for the four of us that are going off planet, welcome to the show. Welcome to Ashtar Command Contact Night.
Hi, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll try and keep it brief. So I've had premonition dreams before that have come true like immediately, and I've had other people confirm it. So the one dream I have a question about, I just want to see if this is something that's resonating and get your opinion, is I was asleep and I've never had a space dream before. And this time I dreamt that all of a sudden I was on a ship, and it was a beautiful ship, very clean, these oval, big, long windows. And all of a sudden I felt like I was at zero gravity. And I was excited about it. And I look out the window and I see all these other ships outside the window, almost like a little city. And I felt like it was almost like space tourism in a way. And I was very excited about it. And I could look down and see the earth below. And on the ship, it also looked like there were human bodies, but they were either asleep or maybe they were deceased. I don't know, but they were kind of being processed and coming through. And then all of a sudden I woke up. And when I woke up, I clicked on Twitter. And the first thing that I saw was the space launch that Elon Musk was doing. And I had no idea this was happening. And it was like 11 minutes out, and then they launched. And this was the last thing that they launched. So it felt like a premonition dream because I've never had a space dream before. Dreamt I was on the ship, saw the city, woke up and saw the launch that was 11 minutes out, and I saw them go off into space. So I'm just wondering if that means anything, I just don't know. I want to get your opinion.
and everyone else in the group can answer from their perspective as we listen to your thing. So you actually, when you went on the ship, you saw these other bodies. Were they in a separate area, like
Yeah.
were they in some sort of a tubular, like
Yes.
like were they bigger bodies than you?
Um, I mean, they were adults. They looked human. Um, and I don't know if they were bigger or not. I'm sorry, but they were just kind of
Yeah.
looking peaceful and just laying there. I just assumed they were like dead or something because I
No, they
didn't.
weren't dead. They did they look like they were young?
Yeah, like maybe like I don't know, like 20s or 30s.
Let me explain something. They're not dead. These bodies are space bodies. These people are space people. They are on Earth in human bodies, and they are in stasis. Stasis is a place where our bodies are now in a separate ship. So Chezno, Kit Kat, myself, and even you, who went on the ship in your dream, astral traveling, you have a space body on a ship that is what we call in stasis. So you actually, as a woman, might be 2 feet taller than you look now on Earth. So the bodies are in stasis, and those bodies are alive. They're just in a stasis mode, and you got to see that when you're on the ship. And you probably got to see an advanced city where the space people come from, because you mentioned a city.
Yes, it looked like there were other ships and they were all kind of out over the Earth's atmosphere. And
Yes.
when I hit zero gravity, it was almost like I launched into the ship. And when I hit zero gravity, I felt it very physically, and I felt very
Yes.
excited and happy. And when I looked out through the window at the other ships, I felt very excited and happy.
Yes. You were on one of the ships, probably an Ashtar command ship. I would say I'm going to also pass it on to the rest of our group here of the five, Chezno and Kit Kat and Johnny, if you want to take a shot at responding.
I'll say something. I was just thinking that you may have you probably were seeing into the future, because that is what's going to happen. The ships are coming, and we're going to be going up into the ships. And the fact that you were happy, tells me that it's very likely you were seeing into the future.
Yeah, I agree. Like projecting, the experience you had, you were projecting, seeing down the road, and that made you extremely happy. I mean, I've had dreams like that myself. The dreams that I have are a lot of off-world dreams. I have trouble. I was telling the commander earlier. I have trouble remembering a lot of them. I get pieces, but I'm going to start trying to log them as best that I can. So I feel like it'll make more sense. Maybe it'll be a puzzle piece that I can put together, something along those lines. Commander, I need to drop down for a moment.
Okay.
Downstairs with my dad. I'll be back up shortly. Okay.
Okay. Yes. When you come back, just hop in the guest thing. I'll bring you right
Okay.
back up.
Thanks, bud.
All right. I'm going to let Johnny will be back with us. Let me just do this here. He'll be coming back. Chezno, what do you think about her experience?
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was outside with my dog. I was just taking her outside.
Can you, Irina, can you explain to
Yeah.
Chezno what just happened and the dream? Yeah.
Yes. So just in general, I've had premonitions before that came true like instantly. Like I would have a dream, I'd open my phone, and then I'd see that something I dreamt actually happened. And I've never had space dreams before. But this time I did have a dream that all of a sudden I was in a ship, and all of a sudden I felt like we were being launched, and I felt zero gravity, and I felt what it was like very physically. Looked out the window, beautiful ship, kind of like a white uniform I think I was wearing. I'm not sure, but just everything was kind of clean and white. Oval sized windows, very large. Looked out and I saw a lot of other ships kind of hanging out in the area, and we could see the earth below. And to me, it felt like it was almost like space tourism in a way. And then I saw these what looked like human bodies off to the side in a different compartment, being taken up into the ship, or I don't know if it was taken up. They were just kind of being processed or loaded or hanging out there. I don't know what it was, but they were like in pill-looking cases. And then I woke up and I clicked on Twitter, and the first thing I saw was the countdown to Elon Musk's spaceship launch, which I had no idea was happening. I was clicking on Twitter just because I knew I wasn't going to sleep. That's the literal first thing I saw. And then I watched the spaceship launch in for real, because that was Elon Musk's launch. That was not too long ago. So I was just wondering about that.
Yeah. A lot of times the universe gives you messages and signs with like synchronicities and everything. So that's it's not uncommon for something like that to happen. It sounds indicative also to astral travel when you said you felt like weightlessness, because I've experienced that as well. I didn't see anything, but I felt like the weightlessness once before. So it could be a number of things, or I mean, you may have been taken. I mean, and sometimes they return you. Like anything is possible, but definitely the synchronicity there though is that's pretty intense. It could be either one of those three.
Okay.
And your experience, Serena, was one where when you say there was like a tubular thing where the bodies were in, that's because the body that's our space bodies. And when I say ours, I mean people that are here need to realize there's a very important thing. When you're here physically with your biological human parents, your brothers, sisters, family members, grandmothers, grandfathers, or whatever it might be, you have so when you went in that ship and you saw those bodies in a tubular structure, that's that is a place where their bodies are protected. That's the person's space body who's who's a human being on Earth. When they have contact and go off planet, people will have the option to go back to their space bodies and leave the human body behind, or stay in the human body and continue with the experiences as we go into contact until you leave the physical human body. Then you can go right back into your space body, and then you wake up. So it's like you've been sleeping in stasis, and now you will wake up into your space body.
Yeah, that's very exciting, very neat.
Yes. So that's what you were seeing. You were seeing those bodies that they were loading are space bodies that are in stasis right now.
Yeah, because they looked healthy, so I didn't know what to make of it. They looked perfectly
normal. They're alive. They're just the bodies are asleep right now because the space consciousness of the physical being is in a human body right now somewhere on Earth. They could be a French person, they could be in China, they can be in the Netherlands, they can be in the United States, they can be in South America, and they're in a human form and they're awakened. And these people would be right now, they should be awakened consciously about these things, and they will know themselves. Many of them will know who they are, and then they will have the option to go back into the space body, which is in stasis.
Amazing. Yeah. And it was so exciting to go weightless. I mean, it was so real. It was just intense, but really happy and cool. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see? And and for you to have that feeling is because it was real. Like Chezno was saying, when you left into astral travel, you were physically taken onto a spaceship, and probably it was one of the Ashtar ships.
Amazing. Yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, they were beautiful. You could tell there was other ships, and it just felt very like communal and exciting. So very cool. Yes. Thank you so much.
Almost, yes. Thank you for asking. And and we'll answer your question. Chezno, me, and Kit Kat right now, and then Johnny when he comes back up. And if April gets home, she's driving right now. We're going to bring April up when she gets home and settled in. I know she'll be home at some point, so we'll bring her on too. I want to thank you for your question on Ashtar night here. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. Have a great night. I'll be watching.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And if you do have any Ashtar Command questions, we're strictly talking Ashtar Command tonight and trying to help you better understand what's going to be happening to the planet. We're talking about the contact that's going to be happening. You hear all kinds of stuff on TikTok. I monitor a lot of what's being said in the UFO community on here. And there's a lot of all kinds of things. People use clips from news things, press conferences like the Pentagon, all this other stuff that's going on out there. But don't, what's really kind of funny is that this report, I don't know, a Pentagon official says that there's no ETs or beings coming here in spaceships or something like that. I was looking at that today. Somebody posted it I say, wait a minute. Now another lie to the public that the space people on here, that there's nothing coming here from off planet. And that's exactly not true. And tonight on Ashtar Command Night, we're telling the world governments, and I will speak as an Ashtar commander very specifically, you cannot lie to the people about our existence. Because we are here now. We are in human form. I am in human form. Chezno is in human form. Kit Kat, we're all human beings, but we're all not from this planet. We all know that we have bodies in stasis right now. We're all fully awakened, and we're here together to let you know that we are going to be coming down to Earth at some point in 2026. That's when contact's going to happen. I want people to understand something, the Earth population to understand something. I'm not channeling anything right now. I'm speaking from pure consciousness, okay? The thing you need to understand is that there are so many fleets of spaceships from beyond this universe that are coming to Earth. These are men and women from other planets, planetary systems that live in harmony and peace with all that is, the oneness of all creation, are coming to Earth for a very specific reason. Because of divine timing, your planet is going to be visited by your star family. Visited, not invaded, visited. There's a big difference between the words. If you hear anybody on the internet, any human being with a website promoting fear, distrust, misinformation, talking about how this invasion is going to happen, do not believe it. It's just a lie. There are government people on the internet that are probably secretly putting these sites up for you to be in fear of what's coming. Okay? Don't be in fear of what's coming. There's no need to be. Why would you be? You know, Hollywood movies, most of them are fear-based about ETs. Most of them. You've seen in all the decades movies that portray people from other planets as being out here to invade. Not true. None of it's true. You've been perpetuated with lies for every decade. No matter what your age is, it's time to learn the truth. Tonight, what we're doing is sharing that truth and sharing information, answering your questions to help you as human beings understand what is coming. And I'm speaking right now in Ashtar Command Consciousness. Kit Kat, Chezno, myself, we can answer your questions from our own perspective because we don't have to go anywhere and the internet websites to answer your questions. We'll give you a heart-to-heart answer. Mama Smith says a piece is so exciting. So if you have a question you want to ask all three of us, you can, if you have enough followers, you can come up and ask us a question. We want to stay very focused. This is an Ashtar Command Night. This is not our general night. So we want to be very focused, and we are. And I have a very focused consciousness when I do things. It's like meditation. And I wouldn't fear the Earth leaders because they are more in fear of the Ashtar Command and the space people. Excuse me. They are more in fear of the space people, the people that are running governments. They know what's coming. They're the ones in fear of the space people. You, the human beings on Earth, have nothing to fear. Don't fear the people that lead any country. They're in fear of what's coming. And they can't control it. Understand something here. Yeah, they don't want to lose control. They cannot control what's coming. They already know this. Every single system, every single weapon of war will be dismantled, will be deconstructed, and when that's deconstructed, the way I understand it, all their weapons on this planet, the nuclear weapons, everything else will be non-usable. All these weapons will be neutralized because the space people are coming to help the planet. I don't have to go to a website to read somebody's channeled information. I'm telling you, the space people, my space family in general, which is the galactic groupings of the command, are coming here to help the planet. And I'm speaking directly to all of you on Earth. I'm going to switch it over to Kit Kat and Chezno and let them chime in here because that's what we're here to do. It's very communal. It's a very equal sharing.
I had a thought. Now I just lost it. I was thinking of what I wanted to say, and then I just lost my thought. So I'm not sure.
Donna Joss is saying, "Are we not going to have to work anymore? Work will still exist, but we're going to transform. It's going to be a gradual transformation. So at some point, we won't have to live in a society where, in this world, everything is about factories working, 40-hour work weeks, or whatever it is. Eventually, the planet's going to be cleansed of all these problems, and you'll be living on a planet where, just like on other planetary systems where our space family comes from, there are no monetary systems, there are no religions, there's none of these things that exist here on the planet Earth. They don't exist other places. Here
Yeah, that will still work, but it will be for the good of our world, and it will be for, functioning. Like everything will have a purpose. It won't just be, working at a factory or doing these jobs that mean nothing to you, or just making someone else rich. It'll be everything will be just to, help each other live a good life, and we'll all work because we love each other.
Yeah. And Donna Jones says no school. So understand, once you are fully contacted, you'll be learning about how to be healed. You'll be learning about med beds. You might have heard of them. You'll be learning about the fact that the way you live and the way you've been forced to live on this planet will cease to exist, so to speak. We'll be able to live freely. Again, the planet's going to be cleansed of pollution. We're going to take responsibility as human beings because we live here. They're going to teach us to be responsible stewards for the planet Earth, and you're going to learn how to take care of this planet from those that were bent on destroying it with their nuclear bombs, testings, and wars and so forth that have happened for billions of years in our current human history.
I see a question, and yes, everyone will have a home. Homelessness will not be a thing.
There won't be any homelessness.
That will not
when
be.
contact happens, everybody will have a home. Will this affect education, Barbara's saying? The education will be different. The education of this planet that you live on called Earth will be different. Regardless of where you come from, there'll be things that will be in your history books from the old history of your planet. The new history of your planet will be a galactic understanding. So the future generations of Earth people will have galactic education versus solely a 3D world education. Do you understand? Yes. Service to others instead of self. Yes. Chezno, do you have anything you want to share?
I see a question, why Earth? And I think it's mainly because Earth is like the main stage in this galaxy, or the in our solar system, because we haven't detected life. But we know there's life in other planets, but it's here, it's now, and they want to assist us, and some might want to do the opposite. So it's really based on their intentions. I hope they have good intentions.
Oh, we know they do. The Ashtar Command, definitely. The negative ETs, they had for 70 years no good intentions, and that's why the Ashtar Command is catching them and taking them off planet, which is a good thing. So we know our Ashtar Command, we have nothing to worry about. Now, Terry Venus asks all of us, can Jesus come as a guest on the show? Can we ask him questions? Who wants to take a shot at that?
I don't know.
You both are
I would
silent.
love to invite him, but you could come.
I'd love to have Jesus on the show, but I'll say this: I'm hoping when I go off planet with the 5 that we'll meet Jesus. Jesus is a space being. April has met Jesus over 3 times already on the spaceship, and he's a really cool person. He has a space family on another planet. Unrelated to the 3D world perceptions of Jesus, He is absolutely a space being, and he's
And
very
not only
funny.
that, yeah, not only that, once you achieve Christ consciousness, it's a frequency. So he doesn't really need to be here per se because
Yeah,
Christ is within all of us.
yeah.
It's a matter of resurrecting the Christ within, and getting on that frequency, and then you'll have the same information. And Jesus told you that, like, there's really nothing that you can't do that I didn't do. Like, it's just a frequency. And once you tap into that, you can have that divine knowledge and wisdom and share it with others when you achieve Christ consciousness.
Very well said, Chezno. Very well said.
Yes.
So Terry, you see, it's not so much Jesus is a person, but he's a Christ consciousness. Like Chezno is a person, but he's Christ consciousness. Kit Kat is a person, but she's Christ consciousness. There's many of you out there that operate in Christ consciousness or understand what the word Christ consciousness means. So all Jesus is a Christ conscious. He's a space being. He's taller than, I'm not sure how tall he is exactly, but he's a very funny person. He has a sense of humor. But he is very advanced in his spiritual concepts of life off planet. Hopefully, Terry, that answers your question. Nature's Whisper says, like magic, a golden age will rise from the ashes. Work will be like art you paint with your mind. Jordan, hey Jordan, Commander, can you teach us about Antarctica? It's hard for me to teach you about Antarctica. I know a lot about it, but I've never been there. But I do know that there are entrances and there are probably sectors where there are advanced civilizations or cities and I can't even speak English when I say the word Antarctica. But I don't know. I'm not really someone to teach about Antarctica. I will actually reserve myself from that until I actually see the place and go on the ship and I get to see it, firsthand with my own eyes. I appreciate the question, but I don't think I can teach you about Antarctica. I just know that there are entrances in Antarctica to the inner Earth. Let's see here. Will Ashtar take into consideration free will? Well, you've got free will. You always will have free will, but you're not going to have negativity. You're not going to have war with the free will. You're not going to have people polluting the planet on the new Earth. So yeah, you'll have free will, but we're not going to have the planet going backwards to a point where it becomes two pieces of rock that were destroyed or something. Yeah. But you do have, and you always will have free will. Good question, Barbara. Jennifer says it might also have to do with Jesus establishing his kingdom. Well, I don't think Jesus is trying to establish a kingdom. His intention is only to make sure that we understand who we are. And he came to actually, as a star being, enlighten the populations of our planet. He's been to other planets too, not just Earth. I'd rather see him. Terry says, well, can you ask him anyway and let him decide? Well,
So
I can put that out.
That comes. So if you want to see Jesus, I mean, again, he's not going to come to like a mass people.
Right.
You have to resurrect him within, and this can be done. There's numerous ways to do it that involve meditation. But once you resurrect the Christ consciousness, there's a chance you can see him. I'm big on plant medicine. I've done ayahuasca. I've seen him before, and it's very possible. So it's a matter of resurrecting him.
Yeah, and what Chezno say, whether you do ayahuasca or just meditate, it's all about going within. If you connect on the cosmic level, people, with your cosmic Christ consciousness, you could probably zoom in telepathically to Jesus, the person, through telepathic communications. So he's not going to be, Jesus, I'm sure, is not going to be coming on my TikTok show anytime soon to talk to the people of Earth. Now, on the spaceship, when we all go up there, and when I'm broadcasting all over the planet, or whenever. Not even not sure about that, but sure about if Jesus would show up on the ship in front of the camera. But I know that I will definitely meet the physical being called Jesus, the space person. So will Chezno and Kit Kat. We'll all get to meet Jesus on the spaceship. But it has nothing to do with broadcasting or anything related to, it really is what Chezno is saying is so true. It's going within. Going within and getting into your Christ consciousness is going to be the most important way you can communicate telepathically to the space being Jesus. And he is a space being, a space person. Bird Lover says, will we have special gifts like being able to heal others, mental telepathy, more easy transportation or teleportation? I would say when contact happens, you'll remember a lot of things about who you are and you'll be activated. Anybody else want to take a shot at that?
I didn't hear you. Would you say?
Neither. I was reading comments.
Okay, the question was, Bird Lover, will we have special gifts like being able to heal others, mental telepathy, more easy teleportation?
Again, I think that's a matter of activating the dormant, quote unquote, junk DNA in your body, which again can be done through proper meditation, breath work, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's true. Kit Kat, what about you?
Well, I feel after contact happens and we meet our star families, I think they will be able to activate things in us that were already there, like dormant.
Dormant.
So those things, I don't know if we have to do it ourselves, but I kind of feel that they will help us.
Yeah, and
but
a lot
now,
of it,
if you want to activate things, you have to do it yourself.
you have to work really hard at it and stay focused. And you could do it. It might take longer, but you can do it. So, Bird Lover, to answer your question, I think once we have contact, everybody here will be able to be activated to your cosmic self, and that will allow you to understand how to use your cosmic abilities that you have. But a lot of it's dormant. A lot of humans have dormant abilities that are not activated.
Yeah, and somebody asked a good question: is Kundalini a part of it? Kundalini is all of it. It's again, once you raise your Kundalini and you get up and open your crown chakra, that's when the gifts are unlocked. So it's imperative that you go beyond opening your third eye and your pineal gland. You have to open the crown chakra. Once you raise your Kundalini, then these gifts and everything will be activated once you activate the dormant DNA that's within.
Very well said. And Tara says, Antarctica has a pyramid and a portal which Draconians used and Germans during World War II. See that? I wasn't aware of that. Let's see here. Elvira, hello. Let's see. Tara, underneath the ice is a lot of something. Bioluminescence, she says. Jude McLean says, I hope they teach us our true history because it sure has been hidden and twisted. Yes, Judy. Your history of the truth of your history has been totally concealed from the human population for many, many years. And the contact, when it happens, billions of people will be now knowing the true origin of their history, not just Earth history, but of galactic history.
Yes.
Sue says, will wild animals and poor domesticated abused animals finally be free to live peacefully? Yes, absolutely, Sue. All the animals that were abused, all the animals that have been locked in cages, they will be free. They will be free.
Yeah.
I have a cat. I know Chezno has a dog. I know Kit Kat has also pets.
Cats.
So we can speak. We love our animals, and they will be free.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Yeah. So Tara, yes, Ashtar the Ashtar commanders from the other planets that let people know were being asked what kind of foods do they eat on the ships from their own planets. So understand the men and women and their children are vegetarians. They don't eat meat or anything like that. They don't go to a McDonald's or, some fast food place. They are vegetarians. They don't eat anything but all natural vegetables and fruits.
And those people that are asking, or they say that they have trouble meditating because they have ADD or ADHD, I also have ADHD. I've been meditating for a few years now, and I also had trouble in the beginning, but I would recommend just starting off with like 5 minutes, and don't overthink, because the whole point of it is to not think, to let the thoughts come to you without any attachment to them and just observe them, because you are not your thoughts, you're just the observer of them. So just let them come to you. If you don't resonate with the thoughts, just filter them out and throw them out, and just do that for like 5 minutes a day, and then increase it to like 10 minutes the next time. Now I can meditate for an hour. It takes a lot of patience and persistence, but you'll get it. And the good thing about having ADHD is your brain, we are really big at, we're master manifestors, because your brain is in a theta state when you have ADHD most of the time, because you're daydreaming. That's a very good thing. So essentially you're meditating all the time and you just don't even know it. So just keep the daydreaming going, because that's going to sharpen it. You're going to manifest through that. But start small. Start 5 minutes, and don't identify with your thoughts. Just observe them, and just little by little, and you'll get there.
Yep. Hopefully that answers that person's question, and anyone else that had that question in their head, what Jessa was saying. Let's see here. Catherine says, I hope they help us activate our abilities. So when we have contact, the 5 of us will be up there before major contact. They'll be giving us our gifts of activating us to do our mission work. When major contact happens, Catherine, you also will be, and that goes for everybody out here, you'll also be activated to remember who you are. And maybe you'll start remembering it on your own through inner meditation and reflection, but everyone eventually will remember who they are, which is the most important thing, right? To remember who your cosmic self is. And if you remember your cosmic self, that means you're elevated into that pure consciousness. Yes, the veil is being lifted now. Mary says, raise up your frequency. Hopefully, good to see you. Let's see here. Blessed Mom, true freedom is coming. You're welcome, Sue. We have all the answers as we unite together. Yes, true, Mary. We do. I can't wait to be able to interact with the animals. Junie McLean. Bird Lover says, thank you, Commander. Hey, super guys. Thank you, Big Blurry. Be patient with yourself. Yes. So it is important as we get towards contact, people need to be patient with themselves who are saying, how come we're not having contact now? How come there's not, why did they wait so long to I get that question all the time. I think we all do. Because it's divine timing. So there is divine time for this to occur. And that divine time, brothers and sisters, is now. So when I say now, I don't mean tomorrow morning or tonight. I mean now. We're living in the now moment, and we're living in a very special time frame when we're all going to experience this. No one's going to be left out here. Every one of you are going to experience this. And even the ones that even aren't here or are not here watching this right now, you're going to experience this. And it's going to be very beautiful. Yes, Levick, hey brother, Levick's right. The key is letting go of everything. When you let go of everything you've been taught and just let it go and truly do not hold on to it, you will then be able to manifest the positive understanding of contact, the positive understanding of who you are. The first thing is you have to do is understand who you truly are. You're not just this human being with a mother and father going out to dinner at night at 8 o'clock. You're more than that. What I'm trying to relate to you, brothers and sisters, is that you are truly cosmic beings having a human experience. Now, you might not say to yourself, "Oh, I'm a cosmic being having a human experience," but you are. The fact that you're watching what we're doing here is because your inner consciousness is a cosmic consciousness. You wouldn't be here otherwise. You're here because you're not your brain. Your brain didn't say come here, but your inner higher self told you, I am to be here and watching this program because your inner self has the cosmic awareness of what's going on as you watch Chezno, Kit Kat, myself answer your questions. Thank you, Levick. Let's see here.
Something, we were talking about food before, and you were saying how they're vegetarians on the Ashtar, on the Ashtar command and on the ship and everything. And something today, April had mentioned, she said that on the ship there is such a thing as a replicator. So that if somebody is on the ship and they want to eat a hamburger, that food can be replicated. And right. I thought that was so interesting. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they can replicate. They replicate the hamburger to look. It's a vegetarian burger. It tastes
like a hamburger, but it's not. If they didn't go kill a cow.
Right, it's a replicated thing. So if you want fried chicken, they can replicate fried chicken, right? And so what they do is they replicate the fried chicken, and it tastes like fried chicken, but it's a vegetable.
Right. They can.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Food. Yep.
So if I want to have, let's say, a hot dog with, on a bun with, ketchup, they can do it with a replicator. I can be eating a hot dog on the ship. It's not meat. It's not meat. It's not meat. It's vegetarian.
Yep. Yeah, I thought that was wonderful. I was like, that's cool.
That's good you brought that up, Kit Kat, the replicator, because that's exactly right. This way we get used to, we can still eat the foods we like, but it'll be all healthy without any, meat products or, poultry or whatever.
Yeah.
Murray says, wow, thank you. Let's see. Well, cool. Aminia says, well, cool, because I am a daydreamer and always have been. Haha. Let's see. Let's see here. Jennifer says, to live in a chronic state of meditation would the ultimate. Aminia says, I've been trying to figure out who I am. I am forever. So, Aminia, this would be the most important thing you can remember is that you are human, but you're more than just human. You are a star seed. You are a star being. And as things start happening, you're going to remember more about your star self, which is your star beingness. So when we talk about star beingness, what does that mean? Excuse me. So I can talk for, I'm not going to talk for Chezno and Kit Kat, but they are all star beings. We all had human parents, Kit Kat, Chezno, myself, but we all at some point in our life woke up to the fact that we are, that we are star people, that we are actually space people, And when you come out of the closet, as I did 21 years ago, and say, I am not from this world, and you operate in that conscious state, which I am right now. So tonight, right now, I'm operating solely in my Ashtar Command consciousness. I'm not even operating as a talk show host. I'm strictly enjoying being in my total beingness as an Ashtar Commander. I'm proud to represent the Ashtar Command on this planet. I'm proud to be a representative as Chezno and Kit Kat are. Johnny is. We're here without ego to do whatever the mission work is to do. And we are going to do it. And we're excited,
Yeah.
Because you're going to hear about what we do. It's going to go down, it'll go down in galactic history what we're doing. Because it's going to be the first time it ever happened. For all of us, we are still so excited. I'm sure Chezno and Kit Kat will agree. We have no idea yet what's going to happen when we go on the ship, but we know we're excited and we can't wait. It's like there's something in the back of your mind, like now, I just know that soon we're going to be taken on the ship, and I can't tell you the day or time, so don't ask that question. We don't know when, but we know it's soon.
Right.
Let's see here. It says Elvira says I am something SCAREABD, have fear. I'm not sure I understand the question or the comment. Hey Ashley, are we going to still have to be on guard of the apex predictors like lions, grizzly bears, etc.? I don't think we'll have to be on guard about any of those things. I'm just giving a straight out answer. I have no idea, but I don't think so. Anybody else want to?
I think the animals are going to have, they're going to have, more, they'll be able to communicate with us. It's not going to be the same as it is now. We'll be able to communicate with them consciously. And so, I don't think anybody will be eating anybody. It's not going to be the same, like a bear is not going to go after a person for food. It'll be like different.
Yeah, I think you're still going to have your wits about you about any person or animal, or even getting hit by a car. We're not invincible, but you still have to be on guard.
I would also say that, we just have to respect all life forms and in their spaces, let them be in their own space, in their own way. I think as long as we respect each other, we're good.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking the Earth's going to, the things are going to change and the rules that apply now will be different. So I guess we'll find out when time comes.
Peggy's saying, how about rare steak? So if you like rare steak, like we said, there's you'll be able to have rare steak on the ship, but it'll be vegetarian and it'll taste just like steak, but you won't know it. You won't know the difference. Trying to catch up here with. I've always felt myself as an observer. Irina says. Hopefully, Movella says, hopefully you can stop eating the animals too. I think we'll learn once there's a replicator used, we won't have to touch the animals. We'll be able to replicate, like I said, a fried fish or chicken or a hamburger, but it'll look exactly and taste like that, but it'll be actually vegetarian. It won't be real, chicken or whatever. They are, but vegetable plants have to be eaten. And the space people are vegetarians. They grow fruits and vegetables on their own worlds, and so they do have to be eaten. And it's just a cycle of life in that way. But we're talking about marine life and animal life. The space people don't touch the animal life. They're strictly vegetarians. And Lane Jess says, it's going to be a huge change. We just have to help guide those in fear and live peacefully. Peggy says, do they need certain nutrients like protein? I'm not sure if they do or not. I would suppose that if they have vegetables and fruit, they're getting what they need. Either one of you two want to take a shot at that question?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but they're pretty advanced. So I'm thinking they have ways to get what they need,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're healthy. They're not like on Earth or
living
like
far longer than we are.
Yeah,
So.
and they look younger, and they're like this. This is a thing that's really amazing. Our parents on the ship are thousands of years old, and they look to be 20 or 30 at most. 20 or 30 at most. They're over thousands of years old. When we're on the ship, once contact happens, you'll all be able to choose what age you want to be. Now, if you want to choose to go back to being, a baby, I don't know if you want to do that, but you'll be able to choose whether you want to be 18 years old or whether you want to be 80 years old. And even at 80 years old, you won't look like an 80-year-old. You'll look way younger because there's a whole different way of living off planet where age is, something that truly is not a big deal.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really different. I'm going to get some more apple cider and let Kit Kat and Chezno talk while I get more. I'm almost out of apple cider. The commander needs to drink apple cider. Now, the question is, will there be apple cider when I go home on my home planet? Of course there will be. There'll probably be a different kind of apple cider. And, so I'm going to take this person and I'm going to send them into the universe. This one person, I'm not going to mention their name. I don't want to give them any publicity. They're gone. I shall be right back with more apple cider. The commander is really here.
A black hole.
See, one of the things I do when I'm on the ship here on Saturday night is if we have any negative ETs or humans, we send them back off planet where they came from. You know I can do that. I'll be right back, everybody. We're going to be right back. You're watching Encounters. This is the Ashtar Command Night. So if you have questions for Chezno or Kit Kat, we'll answer your questions the best we can, and we'll be very transparent and very honest about our answers. I'll be right back with more apple cider on this broadcast.
Yeah, and to answer, or somebody said we consume the suffering of the animal when we eat them, and that's 100% true because everything is energy, and energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred from one state to another. So when that animal expires, however, if they expired sad or depressed, that energy from that is going to transfer to you when you consume it. And also, as questions about plants, plants are actually conscious too. They did a study I saw where they hooked up electrodes to plants, and they had like a huge garden, and somebody was going to cut one of the leaves off of them, and they were signaling to each other that somebody was coming to cut them down, and it was gonna, I would assume that it must feel some type of pain or awareness, at least awareness. So I thought that was interesting that they communicate and they are definitely conscious.
I heard that same thing.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very interesting. It makes me feel bad, You kind of hope that
I know. But again, it's the circle of life, and there's really nothing we can do about it because we consume. We need to survive. And I stopped eating meat like almost a year ago now for many reasons. Not just because I love animals, but for many reasons, like health wise. But eating living foods is important. Foods with seeds in them. Because that's what gives you the energy, and that's the life force, the prana of the vegetable or the fruit that you're eating. So that's what you really want to utilize when you're eating.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's a beautiful thing to understand that. Like for me, I can live on pistachio nuts, all day, or watermelons, pistachio nuts, grapes. I grow my own grapes, so I can live on certain things. I know I would survive. I grow melons during the summer, so I know there's certain things I could probably get used to eating on Earth as a regular thing. Once contact happens, I can get used to transforming the way I eat because I know our space family are all vegetarians.
True.
Let's see here.
That's true, Pixie. That's such a nice thing to do, is to always think, and even if you're eating you're eating something from an animal, that you should thank the animal before you consume it. Always put love into your food while you're cooking it. Like send love into it, and mute anything that's negative.
Yes, right. And also water, because they're finding out through cymatics, which is like basically just like frozen sound waves, that when you speak to them, and also very interesting, I highly recommend that you check out the rice experiment. And what that is somebody filled up 3 jars of rice and said kind things to one jar, left one jar neutral, didn't say anything to it, and then the third jar said negative words to it every day for a month. And you should see the mold that grew on the rice that got negative remarks as opposed to the one that was spoken to with love. It got barely any decay on it. Now our bodies are made of 70% water and liquid. So
Yeah.
when you're saying bad things to yourself, just think of what that does to your cells, because the universe responds to whatever you tell it. It's just
Yeah.
how it works. So it's really fascinating. I highly recommend you check out the rice experiment. You can find that out on here. And that totally changed the way that I look at, like, it made me mindful of the words that I speak. I realized how
Yeah.
powerful the tongue is, and
Yeah.
to be more mindful of the words that you speak and even think, and to have like a pure mind, because these were said without being spoken to. These were thoughts in his head that he said that, and it still had that effect. So I highly invite you to check that out.
Yeah, the rice had water in it. I think it was soaking in water.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And words are powerful. I can say 1 year I was growing watermelon. I mean, I grow it anyway, but I felt in my consciousness, if I was upset with something in the garden, it would affect my watermelon plants because they are consciousness. So if I said anything that I didn't mean to the watermelon, I said, "Oh, I don't care if you grow or not grow this year." The watermelon, in one row where I did that, the watermelon just responded, and I never really got anything except it started going bad. Now then, when I realized I was doing that, then I started saying, "I love you, watermelon plants," and whatever. And those watermelon plants did good and created watermelons that were good. But you have to be very conscious of what you say to your plants. Now, someone asked me a question, or asked us a question. What about vegetables? Well, you don't have to eat vegetables, but if you're going to live and be able to breathe and walk around and do everything, you have to eat something. So if you thank just like we said earlier, you thank the vegetables for giving you the nourishment and the nutrition you need. I think that's important. And when we have contact, we're going to learn how the space people respect the vegetables they grow on their planet, because they're vegetarians. We're going to learn that too. I think the respect of the things that are vegetables or fruit related that don't exist on Earth, the same way they do on another planet. We're going to learn about those things.
Yes. It's a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting times we live in, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, we live in the most exciting times. It says, let's see here. And Cassie's right. Words are very powerful. I do not want to eat anything anymore. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, it says everything your body needs to be healthy is in rice, beans, and fish. So people know, they know. And what we're talking about here, folks, really is the effects of what we put on our bodies, especially knowing that after we have contact in 2026, the way we eat will eventually be very different than the way we're eating now. Many of you might be vegan or vegetarian. There are probably many of you that like to eat everything. So now you'll have the ability still to eat things as we transfer into a planetary system of light and operate in a very high frequency. You're going to see that effect come, within you as well. And you're watching Ashtar Command Contact Night, Q&A night, and I have Chezno, Kit Kat, myself. Johnny had to step down. He's one of the 5. And all of us are going off planet in 2025. We're coming back. We're not just leaving TikTok, and we're going to be on the spaceship for the rest of our lives. We are going to come back. But pretty soon, we are all going to be together on the ship with April, including Johnny, who was here earlier. And we're going to go on the ship and learn and be activated to do things on Earth. So we're going to be helping 8 billion people on this planet, and that'll be happening next year. I don't know when. They haven't told us yet. Chrissy says she wants to go. So eventually you'll all be able to, when contact happens, go off planet. But we are a select group of 5 that the command chose. Our space family chose. It wasn't done by one human being or a group of us. Yeah. No, I believe you, Christy. But you'll be definitely at some point, and that goes for everybody, you'll be able to have contact. And when that time is ready, you'll know it. You'll be able to be experiencing it without a question.
Yeah, I saw someone's comment. They said, I want to help. And I was like, well, I'm sure we're going to need help when all this happens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No one's going to be left out of helping the planet.
Yeah.
I'm being asked a question, Commander, will you be able to take your cat? My cat Missy, I'm sure. I'm sure I'll be able to take her. I have a cat.
I forgot
And
to
we
tell
love
you,
her.
actually, I got a cat a month ago. I actually found a kitten abandoned on the side of the road, and I pulled over, and I grabbed the little guy. He must have been like 4 weeks old and tiny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like a little gray and white cat. It actually looks like Tom from Tom and Jerry.
I
Oh, wow.
like that.
Yeah, and it gets along great with my corgi, and I think my corgi thinks that like she's the mom to it, and like she licks her, and they sleep together. It's amazing. Like these animals, I love them.
We want to get another cat, but I will be able to, when contact happens, your families, your people in your home, your families will be able to go with you on the ship. Your animals will be able to go on the ship. There's not one thing that will be left behind or left out of the celebration and experience of contact. There'll be nothing left out whatsoever. Angel says I have a little dog. And please tap on the screen. We're at almost 80,000. We want to get to 100,000, please. So if everybody sees the top corner of the screen on my side, tap my side of the screen, and you'll bring us up to 100,000. And you'll see the hearts go up as you tap. And you're watching Ashtar Command Q&A, and we're hopefully answering all your questions about contact. This is 3 of the 5 in our group, and you have Chezno, Connecticut, Kit Kat in Long Island, and me in Connecticut as well. We won't be able to film the experience on the ship. Thank you, Bonnie. We won't be able to do that because our technology will not work on the spaceship. We will be able to videotape outside the spaceship, but not inside the spaceship. Oh, cool, Ashley. Oh, you're welcome, Mike Masters. So I'm going to hand it over to Commander Kit Kat and Chezno. I'm going to be right back. And you're watching Encounters, the Ashtar Command Saturday Night Special, where we answer your questions regarding contact and what's going to be happening once the Ashtar Command makes that contact in 2026.
So Kit Kat, did you? I didn't get to go to the last C5. How was it?
We had a good time. Unfortunately, when we got there was a lot of light. We weren't able to I'm trying to remember what the problem was. Well, there were a lot of kids playing on the beach, so there was a lot of noise, and then there was a little too much light where we were. And then
Okay.
also, I was trying to play the sounds, the CE5 sounds, and it wasn't working. My speaker wasn't working.
Oh no.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, right. That's all right. We'll have plenty more opportunities. I'm sure we'll do some more in the springtime when it gets a little warmer.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool. Excuse me, I'm back here. Is if we had, I think when we do the meditations, folks, we have our Ashtar Command group here, which Chezno and Kit Kat are talking about. We have an Ashtar Command contact group here on planet Earth here in Connecticut. Our goal has always been, for over 12 years, to visually have contact with our space brothers and sisters on the ships. And we've had some experiences, and I think one of our beach experiences, the first time in Madison, Connecticut, we did see things. We did have some experience. We felt like we were being watched by space people that were actually cloaked on the ground level. Some people talked about that, I remember. And we'll be doing that in the spring. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of things to record and, to document because of the increased spaceship activity now around the planet. There's a lot going on right now. A matter of fact, there's a video, and I believe this is an Ashtar command ship. A matter of fact, I think this video here, let me see if I could, if I can actually find it, is a video that I do believe is an Ashtar Command spaceship. And I'm going to try to, find it as we're here together.
Commander, I do have to be getting down because I have to get up early tomorrow morning. But
are you going on the ship? What time are you going on the ship tomorrow morning? I'm just kidding you.
We're taking off at 7 a.m. No.
Okay. Are you going to be driving or no? I'm just kidding you. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. But thanks for having me up. Always a pleasure. Yeah. And I've been going to bed super early, like the past month. But
yeah.
I'm gonna try to make it a habit to stay up for at least an extra hour, so that way I can catch the show.
Yeah, and someone wants to follow you, Amina.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll follow you back.
Yeah, you can follow Chezno. Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll do another one of these when April's able. She's coming back from Burlington. Her granddaughter's in the hospital, so I know she'll be back. We'll do another group with all of us together with April, and we'll do that again in the next 2 weeks, I think.
That sounds good.
Thank you, brother, for being here.
Appreciate it.
You've been helping a lot of people. We appreciate you. Have a good rest. Don't work too hard.
Thank you.
All right, take care now.
Good night.
All right, we're going to bring Chezno down, and let's do this here. And now it's Kit Kat in Long Island, me in Connecticut. We're part of the group of 5. Will we be healed from our physical ailments? So, Bird, when direct contact happens in 2026, you'll be able to use med beds. The space people have the ability to heal with their hands. So they have other ways of healing. There are certain plants that they grow that will heal your body. So you'll definitely have the ability to be healed or have that experience. Let me see here. Angel says, Commander, someone took me in my sleep to a ship. Everyone was in white along with the room I was in. Interesting. Bonnie says, why can't I not sleep? I wake up at 2 and 3 in the morning. I'm not sure why that is, Bonnie. I'm not sure why that is, to be honest with you. Sometimes I wake up at 4 in the morning, and then I can't go back to sleep. I do fall asleep out in the living room. Cassie, you take care. Thank you for being here with us. And Midnight says, I think I heard a loud spaceship over my house. Interesting. Angel says, around my birthday, I saw, okay, and he was very happy. Huh. Okay, so Laria is asking us, how long will we be on the ship? Typically, the way it's happened for April, she goes off planet for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2. But when she's off planet for it could be a month or 3 weeks. But always coming back at the amount of time they took her off planet for. So she was taken off planet Earth time for 2 months. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks or 2 weeks, not 2 weeks. For let's say for a day and a half, she would be back, within that day and a half. Lilia says, I wake up every hour or 2 every single night. And we're almost at 100,000. We're at 97.9. We're really close. Really close. Thank you, everybody, for tapping on the right screen, on my screen where you see me. Just keep tapping. We'll get up to 100,000 in a few minutes. Okay, Cleo says, how about addictions? Will they heal those too? Yes. Addictions will be healed. Now, Miss Carrie says, very frightening. What's frightening, Miss Carrie? What is frightening to you? I'm trying to see why she's frightened. Yes, when major contact happens, Maria, everyone will have the ability to go up on the ship when major contact is made in 2026. Everybody will have equal ability communally to have contact. Without a question. Sonja, thank you for the gift. Thank you, Jersey, for the hat. And we're at 103,000. I want to thank everyone for getting us there. And will we be able to leave? If you mean, will you be able to leave the Earth? Yes, if that's what you wish to do once contact is made. Sonia, thank you for the flowers. I'm just looking at questions here. Thank you, Sonia. When they make contact, will they be speaking to people in different languages? Yes. They'll be able to, hey Terry, great question. They will be able to speak with language translators to people in different countries. Hey, New Zealand, good to have you with us.
Catherine, it'll be my honor to train you.
Jetty says, how about transporter to beam everyone on Earth in moments' notice? They do have the ability, if they needed to do that. I don't think that will actually happen in that way. Let me see here, hold on a minute. We'll see if we can show you the spaceship here. Hold on a minute. I'm still looking here for the video. Let's see here. I thought I had it. Let's see if I have it here.
Hey, Donna, April had mentioned that you will be restored, even if you lost a limb. So that's coming from April.
And I think this video, I have it right here, I think. Let me take a look. Oh, yeah, I found it. I'm going to show everybody this video. This is from upstate New York at Lake George. And this happened a few nights ago. What you're going to see is a spaceship. I want to show it to you here. Let me switch over. Let's see here. This is for entertainment purposes only. Check this out. This is, after reviewing this is an Ashtar Command spaceship. October 24th, Lake George, New York. Ashtar Command contact Q&A night. This is an Ashtar Command spaceship. I was feeling the energy of this in the video. This ship was seeming to be really intense energy coming in Lake George, New York, upstate. Okay. So I have another one here I want to show you. Let's see. Here's a armada of ships here. This was October 20th in Fremont, California. This is Fremont, California, an armada of spaceships. Here you can't really see it too well. Astro Command Q&A. I have another one I want to show you here. Here's this one. This was, well, a lot of stuff going on. And this was recently, this was over Chesapeake Bay on the East Coast. Another Ashtar Command ship, October 13th.
That's cool.
You're watching Ashtar Command Q&A. So I figured I'd treat you to a few. I'm tapping in on a lot of stuff right now. I'm going to go back to flipping the camera. So I figured I'd share that. You're going to see a lot of, this is just a few of the things I'm looking at. I do monitor and get emails with people with spaceship video. And, you go through everything really carefully. So with Ashtar Command Contact coming up in 2026, as we go into the new year, you're going to see a lot more stuff happening. They don't have to be repaired, Joy. These ships never have to be repaired. They're very advanced. Some of the ships are living consciousness, meaning the space people create the ships out of their consciousness. So these are like living ships. Not all of them are, but a good many are.
It actually says
Unlike,
that there's a water sound. I don't know what that is.
what is that?
Ashley mentioned that there's a water sound, and she thinks it may be coming from you.
A water sound.
Or
Oh, she's saying
water
on
sound.
my live, she hears a water sound of water.
Yeah. I don't hear anything like that.
I hear something. I have my earpods on. I don't know what that is, but I do hear what she's talking about.
Interesting.
It could be my lighting. No, my lighting is really quiet. I can hear someone says it sounds like a water drip. Now everyone's going to hear it because now they're paying attention to it. You have a clock going. Do you have a clock ticking on your end?
No. Let me turn.
Nope.
I'll mute myself.
No, I don't hear anything. You can unmute.
Okay.
It's coming over from your phone area, but it's probably something logical.
It's
I don't know
coming
what
from
it is.
here? I hear
Yeah.
nothing. I hear like it's so silent.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something I hear all the time and I just don't realize.
Yeah, it could be.
Huh.
Yeah, so people are saying 3 of us hear water like the other night. So they're saying when I'm live, they're hearing water, like water.
Interesting.
Maria says she hears it. I don't hear anything. Sometimes it's me.
I'll say it's coming from me. I'm like, I don't know what it could be.
I don't know what it is either. Does your space light have ambient sound? No. I think there's something else I can do with it, but I have a remote control for it, but I've not used it. I have a remote control for it somewhere. The magic numbers, 333 was just there. Well, it's at 1:09 a.m. in the morning. We're going to do, next Saturday night, we're going to do another Ashtar Command Q&A. So I think it's time to call it an evening. It's about 1:09 a.m. I'll be on tomorrow morning with my radio show, WESUFM.org, WESUFM.org. And that's called the Cosmic Eye Ashtar Command Radio Show. That's been on for about 21 years. Oh, Jenny says, saw your video of the spaceship in the sky. let's see here. Yeah, no, I don't have any water in my thing. Will normal people have an easy transition to the new earth? Yes. All people will, because the contact is going to be done very gradually and very gently, where people will be able to acclimate to the new way we're living.
You know what's funny? Yesterday, I had a problem with my plumbing, and the water I couldn't turn it off. The water was
Really?
running in my shower for hours, from 5 o'clock in the morning till 12:30 when the plumber came. And that's really weird that people are hearing water sound coming from me. I'm like, I swear it's fixed.
It could have been an invisible Ashtar Command person taking a shower all day.
Imagine.
Just kidding, folks. Yeah. Okay, I spent all day in your earth-based shower. Do you have any clothing for me?
Oh, I thought I saw a few things missing. No, I'm just kidding.
So we have Mitchell saying, do we still like Pop or Smurf? I personally don't have any, I look at, everyone's going through different things. He's going through his own personal things. And he was on earlier, and I said to him that the only thing he has to do is not let himself be confused. That only messes up consciousness. And to operate in the frequency of love is the key thing, to always be love. That's the key thing one has to learn. Always.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Jenny says it's airflow going through you and everything else around. I ND you or something.
Oh, there he is.
Sandra says, Robert Shipley, I just watched your first video. It's amazing. Thank you for the gifts. We appreciate them.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the gifts.
So tonight's show is going to be all night. We're going to be here all night, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. If I was going to be here all night, you know what would happen? You would see me transform into a spacesuit. I'd have to. I'd be here all night. I wouldn't be Commander Aliana anymore. I would be a spacesuit. Sitting here looking at you in the spacesuit. You say, Commander, where are you? You look like a spacesuit. But I'm not going to be on all night, so there you go.
Well,
I know some people would like to see me be, be on all night. And believe me, once I am in my ability to be fully awakened, I might just do an all-nighter. When that happens, we'll see. How about you, Kit Kat?
I don't know. I'm getting sleepy. I don't know if I'll be able to stay up. I'd have to get up and do jumping jacks and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how
you know what? I will wake you up. We all have to stay awake now. We can't go to sleep. I don't care if it's 1:13 a.m. in the morning on Earth. Every single person here has to stay awake. All of you.
Oh my gosh.
You can't fall asleep. Have a cup of coffee.
Oh.
Grind some beans. I'm a big coffee drinker. So if you're trying to go to sleep, if you drink a big cup of coffee right now, you'll be able to stay on all night with us. All night, till 6 a.m. in the morning. And we're not doing that. If I did that, I would never hear the end of it. I'm never going to do that. I have a family,
Yep. Got to get your shut-eye for your health.
Could you imagine if I was doing an Ashtar Command night and I was falling asleep and I was live, and all of a sudden, while I was asleep, one of the Ashtar Command people started speaking and sitting, coming in front of the camera and saying, Commander, you're asleep. We have to take over and broadcast. We just came down on your show on the ship. You're sleeping. Take a rest. We can do the rest. We're in our spacesuits. We can breathe properly, and we'll talk to everybody on here. That'd be great.
That would be amazing. That would be something.
Yeah, and it's really important, people. There's a lot of energetic stuff happening on Earth. All kidding aside, it's affecting everybody in different ways. Some people are confused. Some people are having negative things. Some people are having beautiful experiences. It's all this energy coming to Earth. It's affecting your whole consciousness. We're getting geomagnetic storms from the sun. That's affecting people too. It hits your body. It affects your consciousness. It affects your physical body. Everybody's going through something. You know, right now, everybody is. There's not one person out there. Some of it's more personal experiences. Some people are having confusions and doubts about what's happening on Earth. Other people, I see it all. But the one thing I will tell you from an Ashtar Command perspective is center your energy. Take a deep breath when you're feeling that way. Center your energy and know that you're loved wherever you are on the planet. You're not alone. You're loved. And it's not a race to the finish line here. You know, the most important thing the Astro Command wants people to do in human form is get yourself centered together and be at peace with yourself. And once you're at peace with yourself, you will be at peace with everything around you, the whole planet, the whole universe. That's all you got to do. It's that simple. Don't let your brain start playing games with you, because we're still human. Our brain will do things. But if you don't operate on your brain level and operate on your inner spiritual cosmic beingness, you will have no problems.
True.
Revolution, I felt bad, took a nap. Sometimes that's all you need to do.
And be grateful for what you do have. Like live in gratitude. Very important.
And Blessed Mom says, I could stayed awake 18 hours before I stay up. I'll stay up. Ashley says she'll stay up. I don't think I will, but I am a night owl. Ever since I was a kid, I always stay up late. Maybe one night in the future. Oh, Amelia says I stay up all night anyway. We're going to do another Astro Command Q&A next Saturday night. Every Saturday night we do Astro Command Q&A, and we take your questions. Jay says, you stay up too late, you turn into Adam Sandler. You know how many people, I don't know what it is, but there's, ever since I've been on TikTok, there's always one or two people that say, are you Adam Sandler? I probably must be like a lookalike. If I can look like Adam Sandler's double, but he doesn't want to do a major motion picture or something, he wants to stay home, I can fill in for him maybe and get paid. I don't know. What do I know?
It's funny.
Let's see here. Okay, folks, I think it's time to call it a night. As much as I'd like to stay on a little bit longer. And we will get April up here. She's been going through some stuff with her granddaughter. I hope her granddaughter's doing all right. And so, we all have different things happening, Yeah. So we all have to be gentle souls. We all have to be loving souls. And that's where we need to be. And if you're not, and if you don't always act in that Christ consciousness, you have to sit down, chill out, and take a deep breath and, breathe.
Wow, thank you for the gifts, whoever's sending them.
Really, thank you so much. So I think it's time for me to go before I fade out, because I know I'm starting to fade a little bit, and I would not want to fall asleep out here live on my program.
Yeah.
So I want to say, hey, Kit Kat, thank you so much for being here. You've helped answer a lot of questions. You're a beautiful soul. Everybody here, you're all beautiful people. Thank you for joining us. Next Saturday night, we do this every Saturday. And we'll try to see, if things go well, we'll have April on here. If things get more progressing in a positive way to her granddaughter, hopefully we'll get April on here. And I want to thank you all. Kit Kat, take care. Have a good morning.
Oh, you too. Wishing everyone beautiful cosmic dreams.
All right, there we go. Let's see
Night.
here. Good night. Let's see here. All right, so we're going to call it a night, folks. I hope you enjoyed the program tonight. I'm a little bit tired. Well, obviously, it's like 1:19 a.m. in the morning. So the commander is human, and I'm going to get some sleep. So I want to thank you all for being here. Next Saturday is the next Q&A session. So please tell everybody about it, and we'll see you again. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for all the gifts, all your love, all your questions. We do appreciate you. The Ashtar Command appreciates you. And we'll be on tomorrow morning at WESU-FM on the Cosmic Eye Radio Show, WESU-FM 11:30 a.m. You can watch this show on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. And we'll see you then. Take care, everybody.